This is D-Ray. You're with the FAA, right? Yeah. Oh, you are the FAA. Well, everybody, how y'all doing today? Yeah, that's right. I got a call from the FAA. I really thought it was a joke. Guy calls me up, and I'm actually with a customer when he calls, and he tells me who he is, and I'm thinking, yeah, this is a joke. I said, look, dude, I'm with a customer. Can you call me back in about 20-25 minutes? He said, yeah, I'll call you back in a bit. So I'm like, okay. So in the meantime, well, he'd kind of mentioned that he had saw my drone video that I posted on YouTube, and he had some, wanted to talk to me about it a little bit. And I'm thinking, what the hell have I done wrong there? I mean, it's just a video of me flying my freaking drone out here in my back pasture, and so when I get done with my customer, I get online and I just Google FAA called me about my drone. And man, I come up with all these forums and stuff, and I'm reading all this information. And a lot of it's just guys that they get called up by the FAA and they just freak out, and they think it's one of these, the government's down on me, man. You can't tell me how to fly my own thing. Da 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 da. I'm like, look, and initially I was kind of the same way. I was a little spooked by it. I'm thinking, look, does the FAA really need to contact me about this? Really? So I'm like, well, I just want to see what the guy had to say. I mean, because a lot of y'all don't know this, but back in the day, a long time ago, I used to fly a lot of RC stuff, and I was in a model airplane club. And in order to be in the club, you had to be an AMA member. And what AMA does is, basically when you become an AMA member, you agree to adhere to a set of rules and guidelines, mainly involving safety, and it's real, common sense stuff. You're not going to fly over a bunch of people. You're not going to fly over private property, over houses and things like that. Anything that if you were to have a failure with your aircraft or to lose control of it, that you wouldn't cause any personal or property damage. It's real common sense stuff. And so sure enough, the guy called me up, super nice guy, just wanted to visit with me, wanted to know if I knew about any of the rules and regulations as far as flying drones and things. And I explained to him that I used to be an AMA member, used to fly RC aircraft. And he said, well, you're good where you're at. He said, I can tell you're flying over your own property, and he says, we just want to make sure that people are educated to know how to fly these drones safely. And I agreed with him 100%. I said, yeah, man, I understand exactly where you're coming from. And so, and I was a little inquisitive, so I asked him a few questions. I'm like, I've flown big RC aircraft before, and I never got a phone call from the FAA before. I mean, why all the business over the drones? And we visited for quite a bit on it, but basically in a nutshell, drone technology has got to the point now, back in the day when I was learning how to fly RC aircraft, I actually had an instructor work with me. Because, I mean, if you take an RC aircraft and you don't know all the finesses about flying those things, it's real easy to just stick it in the dirt and make a lawn dart out of it, So a lot of people didn't get into RC aircraft because it was so difficult to learn how to fly. Well, with the drones nowadays, the technology on these things has gotten to the point to where they're self-stabilizing. The one I've got here, you can actually set the altitude on it and you don't have to mess with that anymore. That thing will maintain pretty much the same altitude. At that point, you can just drive it around like an RC car. So anybody can fly these things. And of course, youngsters are buying these things, either they're getting them for a birthday gift or they're getting them for Christmas or they're saving up their allowances or whatever and going out and buying them. And they're getting really no supervision with them at all. And so they're taking them out to places like parks or out to their schools and out there flying them around parking lots and things like that. It's really not a safe way to do that. So, so I had a real good conversation with him. And he and I agreed on all that. I mean, it's basically they're just wanting to get the word out there about, just basic information you need to know about keeping safe flying your drone, okay? And as a matter of fact, he sent me some information, and what I'll do is I have a series of email links to the actual FAA documents. Now, I'll put them down in the description bar below, but if you just want the PDF documents, if you'll send me your email address in either a PM or drop it down in the comment section, I'll just forward all of the PDF documents that the FAA guy sent me, so that way you just can. It basically, it doesn't have all the legal mumbo jumbo. It's just basic text stuff that you can read through, and it's real common sense stuff. I mean, you know, anybody ought to be able to understand what this stuff means. But anyway, I just thought I'd share that with you. You know, I got a call from the FAA about my drone. As always, guys, appreciate y'all watching. Drop me some comments down in the comment section below. Y'all have a good one. Catch y'all next time around. Makes me want to go fly my drone. Let's go.